this man to work, and I will read it. And it is copied to ED, Deputy ED, Acting Director, something. But let me read it for you, and you'll have an opportunity to look at it. Reference NDUC, stroke KCCA, stroke PP, stroke 08, stroke 23. Date August 14th, 2023. Old Stanley Hotel Limited, Plot 3A and 3A, Sports Lane, Logogo. We request for permission to remodel our property that we have just acquired for commercial purposes. Reference is made to your letter dated July 27th, 2023, regarding the above subject. Your proposal has been reviewed and found to meet the minimum requirements for remodeling. This is therefore to inform you that this office has no objection to the proposed remodeling, subject to the following conditions: comply with provisions of Building Control Act 2013, the Building Control Act Regulations 2020, and the National Building Code 2019. Comply with the provisions of the Physical Planning Act 2010. The authority shall be indemnified from any incidental damages and or losses to the property and lives incidental to the said works, and the client and contractors shall both individually and severally be liable for any such occurrences. The safety of the road users along the adjacent access road shall be taken as being paramount. Ensure that all site debris is disposed of in an environmentally acceptable manner, and make good other damages arising from the said works. The transportation of site wastes, cutways, to be done during off-peak hours, and this should be followed by sweeping and washing off of dust and material off the nearby streets. The KCCA shall not permit generation of excessive and disruptive noise from execution of the work. Signed, Dennis Omodi Ariera, PhD, Town Clerk. Copy to Executive Director, Deputy Executive Director, Director Engineering and Technical Services, Acting Director Physical Planning, Mayor, Nakawa Division. Honorable colleagues, really, this is the situation where you saw what you saw, where you saw the flooding that is happening. ED, what is exactly happening in this matter? At least you are copied in. Engineer Rimbas is copied in. Anita is copied in. What is Corporate Drainage Team Nakawa? Physical Planning Nakawa. Is the same Dennis Omodi Ariera. I think he's a doctor, he's a PhD. But also this, let me help you also read this so that you understand this is Office of the Town Clerk, Nakawa Division, Urban Council, then address, okay. Sectional drainage improvement along Nagulu Go Down Channel. Reference is made to your letter dated 28th August 2022 about request for drainage improvement renovation along the above mentioned channel in the subject matter. The drainage team visited and assessed the current status of the drainage channel and guided that you should have the drainage improvement renovation along plot 5, M60 and 2 Sports Lane, Logogo, under the following conditions. Ensure safety of the workers while working. Make sure that there is continuous flow of water while working to avoid flooding of the surrounding area. Structure the end, construct the end structures using cast in situ, reinforced concrete as per your engineer's design. The bottom channel should be aligned with reinforced concrete as per your engineer's design. The top slab and the middle vertical wall in the channel should be, there I lose some words, it is fading. Please note that you are not supposed to erect any, so I lose some words. I lose, there are two lines that I lose, you'll corroborate it. Make sure the works don't affect the neighbors and the road users. No part of the neighboring road building and the utility services should be affected. You are also advised to carry out this activity within a period of 2 months. There should be no littering on the road and neighboring area during works. Ensure that work is done in accordance with best engineering standards and practices. No works apart from those on the storm water drainage shall be carried out. The work should be done under the supervision of KCC Engineering Drainage Team, meaning they have been supervising, if I understand it well, Mr. Edwin Odul. Who is he here? Is Edwin here? Paul Musibira. Is he here? Is Paul here? All these are in Nakawa division. Please note that KC shall not take the responsibility for any activities that are done in disregard of the above mentioned requirements. You can as well look at it. Sorry? Yeah, but she's not. So, you can look at that. So, yes, Honorable.
Procedure, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Chair, come and join. So the team is here, the minister is here, the ED is here, whoever is concerned, let them give a call to Edwin and we see him here.
The major person here actually is Odu. Oh?
The one who wrote.
Dennis Omodi, Ariela.
So is he around?
Hearing that I'm going to be arrested, I will not come. I was hearing, at least his phone, he reduced the volume after we had had with some colleagues there. He said, I will send you someone and they will arrest them, and indeed. He sent two, that one disappeared on the road, one came. So,
Chair, can you have this Odul come?
Dennis is not here. Town clerk is not here. But let's hear from the ED on
Chair,
this matter. Let's hear from the ED.
These letters to our attention. I want to, first of all, to state categorically that in the institution there is nobody authorized to give that kind of permission except the proper procedures laid down by the institution, which I'm going to request my deputy to explain because he chairs that team. Secondly, so there is an issue of authorization. Nobody has that authority to do that except the... Then secondly, the procedure followed, because even if the town clerk has some kind of authority, the procedure followed is defective. But thirdly, and which I think is very important, is this letter authentic? And that is something we cannot judge, we who are here now, except the person who authored it. And so that we don't condemn him unheard. The fact that he needs to be heard on this matter is very, very important. But allow me to ask the Deputy Executive Director to give clarification on the procedure of what...
Madam ED,
yes.
So you want to tell this committee that you have never seen this letter?
in the ordinary course of our business, this kind of letter can never come to me because this is not a procedure that the institution allows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deputy-
Chair, something small. I wanted to get it. There are 2 letters. We want to know just in a clear and plain language that the ED is seeing these 2 letters for the first time here.
Chair, in the course of my work, I see thousands and thousands of letters. The only way of confirming that this letter has been seen by me, received by me, there is a method we use in the office. As it is now, it doesn't show, it doesn't have any authentication that it was received by the DED or ED, which is the normal. We record all our letters. So I can't say that this is a letter I have seen.
Okay. I am requesting, honorable colleague.
We would need to see the procedure of used to give permission and approval of what use. Chair, in administration, it is the seniority that answers in an organization. If such is happening in KCCA and the executive director is denying receipt or knowledge of this, then somebody is sleeping on duty.
What is the procedure matter?
Somebody is proceeding on duty, somebody is sleeping on duty. So the procedure matter where we are, Chair, we don't need to go through the procedures used for approval. Now for what? And
So,
rectify what?
you're seeking a
So are
process.
we proceeding well? After the cause, after the damage is done, and you are taking us to the procedure matters taken, going through for approval? Now for what?
So you want my ruling?
Yes.
We are proceeding well.
Two permissions. You need development permission and building permission.
Who gives those 2?
I'm proceeding with that. Now, to get development permission is secured under the Physical Planning Act. Now, so the Physical Planning Committee must sit. So there must be a minute of the Physical Planning Committee. Then the development permission is issued by the Secretary of the Physical Planning Committee. So such communication should have been communicated, if at all it was authentic, by a secretary of either the Physical Planning Committee or the Building Committee. Now, after you secure development permission, then you go on to secure building permission. Building permission comes under the Building Control Act. Now, again, the Building Committee must sit, have a minute of deliberation, then the secretary issues a permit, a building permit. So neither the ED or any other office can issue such a permission except the secretary of the Building Committee as a final actor.
Okay. And just a second. So, who is the Director of Engineering and Technical Services? Okay. So is it your word to this committee that you have never seen this letter?
Chair, I can 100% confirm that I have never received these letters.
We were with you yesterday. What is your take about the situation, what you saw on site?
Chair,
Under your normal operations, what ought to have happened, first of all?
Chair, what we saw yesterday, of course, was unacceptable. And in the normal operations, I would address myself to the 2 letters. The first letter was with regard to remodeling of the structure which had been built. So the procedure there is that the developer should have applied for a renovation permit if he's remodeling an already existing building. And then it comes through the building information management system. These days, even we do not allow physical application, you apply through online. and then it is assessed until it is moved to building committee. And once the meeting has sat and a minute is made as approved, then the chairperson of the building committee issues a building permit. Now, with regard to the second one, if any developer in the city wants to do a drainage channel, which is connected to the flow of stormwater with our other channels, he has to apply for permission to do that. And he submits the designs, we go through them, and once we see that they are acceptable, then we issue a permit.
Now, what you saw yesterday, what was it? Was it a construction of the channel? Was it a renovation of the channel? Was it a construction of the building? You are the engineer. What is it? You'll come in just a second.
For me, Chair, what I saw was the construction of a building.
Oh.
Because you see, even where the channel was passing, you could see the slab with the, again, columns coming up. It's a building. It's not a channel.
Okay. Procedure?
I'm getting disturbed, Chair. We always want people to be truthful and clear, and more especially when you are in an office. That is why Honorable Kayondo was wondering whether some people are sleeping on it. Chair, this letter, this one I have, was written on 14th August 2023. And this letter was copied to the Executive Director, Deputy Executive Director, Director Engineering and Technical Services, Acting Director Physical Planning, and Mayor Nakawa. Chair, how can we be told in this meeting that all these people, none of them received this letter? How? Two.
Honorable Chibade, you came in on procedure.
Chair, are we proceeding well to continue listening to the stories of the process of how you are approved, how you are attained, how you get this? Are we proceeding well to continue listening to this when people are denying even what is going on? Are we proceeding well, Chair?
Better than this.
But Mr. Chairman, still.
But I have not given you a microphone, Honorable Kabus. Okay, Honorable Kabus, let Honorable Kabus give us advice and we...
On one ground, that the procedure and the practice of receiving or communicating, if it's through letters, there's a process. The process she has not disclosed, but I thought it is about receiving stamps and recommendations written on. Now, in the absence of evidence that these documents were either supplied to their offices, we would implore that the Executive Director or this committee finds out if this is a forged document. Because in her communication, it sounded like she denies and she needs to investigate if actually this document is authentic.
Okay.
Surprisingly, Mr. Chairman, one document was received by Post Bank, the Executive Director. I don't know whether she doubles sometimes as the Post Bank. But what I, Mr. Chairman, have perceived, this one is either a forged document or a document that was not supplied to their offices.
Okay, thank you. Now, level, as a physical planner, what you would have done. But before you come in, let Honorable Mwezo come in first.
It had stopped. So we need to know what is the current status at the site.
Okay. Okay.
Number two, Mr. Chair, today morning, because yesterday was very furious, today morning I woke up with a number of calls to go and see how water has again damaged road infrastructure and other properties between Banda and the mall. And I had to call the town clerk, quarreled with him, asked him why he messed up. And he vividly told me he has never and never written such a letter. So he denied to have written or given permission completely. So I think it's important that we carry out thorough investigation on the letter so that we can update ourselves well. The last one, Mr. Chair, is the client confirmed to us that he had requested for permission 6 years ago. 6 years.
No, month.
6 years ago.
Month.
6 years.
6 years ago.
Honourable Minister.
I'm getting it from him.
Honourable Minister, he said 6 years, but he's here. He said 6 years ago.
6 years ago. So I need to know whether he really talked facts before us. Otherwise, those are the comments I have.
Now, honourable colleagues, I am picking.
He promised that immediately after that meeting, they would go and assess the situation, and then do something or report back to the committee about the same. Although, of course, it was off the cuff, but I thought at that time, first of all, the developer had not reached far. Had just put, I think, a few materials, and it was still manageable. That was around April, March, April. And here we are in October. We are having the same problem. So I would like to know from the ED if what we raised at that time did not seem to her very important, that she couldn't follow up. Because at that time, when we talked, when we advised, something would have been done, and maybe the situation would have been better. So that's my concern, Chair. I hand over to Mariam.
In relation to what Honorable Kavus did say, I one time tried to fence off my plot in Ruzira, and before even I got out of the foundation, I had been visited by almost all technocrats from KCCA.
That's true.
What is beating my understanding in relation to the Lugogo incident, this is not a one-night construction. This is a construction that has taken almost 3 months. And it is really disappointing for everyone, right from ED, minister, up to the lower officers, saying that they didn't know what was happening at Lugogo.
Actually, to supplement on your case, it is less than 2 kilometers from Nakawa office to the place we are talking about, but none has ever seen what was happening.
So in addition to what Honorable Morris said, it's like KCCA is just playing around the game. They know whatever is happening at that place, and they should be open to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable
Yesterday, the Honorable Minister
Honorable Chofa
called the town clerk
Uh-huh.
when we could hear. He said, I cannot come there because I'm going to be arrested. Telling a minister, that is the town clerk. What do you really, can't you read between the lines?
And he has not come even today.
He has not even come. So that gentleman, most likely, he could be doing things on his own because he can't tell a minister. I don't know what the minister did between yesterday and today. Because we are with you. If a humble person, a civil servant can tell you he's going to be arrested, instead he said, I'm sending people to demolish. We are telling the minister. I don't know what the minister did because we should not even go very far.
Okay, Honorable Cooper.
Thank you.
The ED, I can tell you, it is a mess.
And if so, when? Chair, the town clerk, who is the supposedly author of these letters, has stubbornly refused to come. I read two things. Either to say, ED, what you are saying could be true, that the town clerk writes these letters and copies, but does not send to the people whom they are copied to. Yeah. You copy, but you don't send. That's one. Two, these letters could have arrived in the offices, which now needs verification, because I guess you have how they receive letters from your respective offices. So when you even read these letters here, just want to say a team from the drainage team visited and assessed the current status of the channel and guided that you should have the drainage improvement and renovation along plot 5, M60, and 2 Sports Lane, Lugogo. Alleged here the drainage team. I don't know whether the drainage team is in both at the headquarters and at the division. If they are the division, can they tell us categorically here that they never visited or they visited? And this one, Chair, people must speak on oath, I think.
Yeah,
but we need to get the town clerk here
but,
to really get to know about.
Just a second. Mr. Dvopa.
Invite the town clerk, because I never knew whether we may need him. So on that note,
But Jofa,
it's not like a refuse.
Jofa, we
to
don't know
come.
for being a liar. Why are you lying, guys?
No,
You called town clerk yesterday.
No, what I'm saying, calling him for this meeting today.
Jofa, you are putting on a rosary.
Yes,
Yes.
I didn't invite him for a meeting today.
Just a second. I want to do something. Let Jofa with your lies now. Wait.
No, I didn't
Honorable
invite
Minister.
the clerk for me.
It's okay. It's okay. Have you ever seen that gentleman on site, on your site? Moses. Stand up. Have you ever seen Moses on your site? He visited. When did he visit? You get to the microphone. Let's give him. He has a microphone. Okay, you talk on the microphone. Give us a story of when you saw him. You can sit, Moses. No. Wait. Let him tell us first. You come in. You'll come in. You'll come in. Sorry? Oh, wait. Okay, Maurice, what is your issue? Let's hear you out.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, one of the controversial persons in this discussion is the person the minister is saying he didn't invite. It takes less than 10 minutes to reach here. Give minister permission.
So we can also assist you with more. So you invite the town clerk. Mr. I'll request Mr. Isiaji, yes, I'll inconvenience you. You give him one microphone there. You take a front one of those seats.
But Chair, why can't he come and sit at the end?
It's okay. It's okay. Let him. And Mr. Isiaji,
okay, I'm called Ishagi Stanislas. I met that gentleman visited me twice. Yeah. The first time is when he came with the building inspector to issue a stop to stop the works which were ongoing. And then the stopping of the work was a mistake. He had generalized all the work. So when I argued that these are different works, so the second time is when he said, okay, now is when he came to remove the seals from the site. Yeah.
Okay. He had stopped
for the area which had no issues.
Okay. He had stopped and sealed off the place.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second time is when he came and stopped the work of the swimming pool that we were trying to put on top of the channel.
And what did he do? What did he allow you to do?
The remodeling was okay, was allowed, and that's it.
By who?
I already had a permission to do that.
From where? Who gave you the permission?
The permission was given to me by the town clerk.
So, did you get your plans submitted to KCCA and later on approved?
Like I told you yesterday, that some time back, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started getting complaints of the channel. Since the channel was open, I needed to get another permission. Originally, when we were starting to construct Forest Mall, that channel was approved all along. But when I consulted, they said that those are so many years back, you have again to resubmit a new plan, of which I submitted like 4 or 5 years ago. And before submitting, I had to make consultations. When I went to fiscal planning, they told me that you have to go to the Department of Works. They are the department which are responsible for what? For channels. So I requested, I made an appointment to meet with the Director of Works, that is Mr. Kankwaza, of which he gave me an opportunity to meet him, and he took me through.
Who did you meet?
The Director of Works.
Who is that?
Mr. Kankwaza.
The engineer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he advised me. So before we started, he called the manager who is managing drainage in the city. So we sat, the three of us, and
three of you, who and who?
Me, him, and the manager of drainage.
You, Engineer Kankwaza, and the manager of drainage.
Yes.
Yes.
So he brought up that this is the developer for Forest Mall. He has this issue. How can we help him? And then the manager brought up about three issues that I needed to fulfill, to work on. The first one was I get an hydrologist to pump the water. I don't know how they do it. I'm not a technical person in that area. And then the second one was for me to get the architectural drawings for that channel. And then the third one was for me to do a geotechnical report on that area. And then the fourth one was to get structural drawings for that channel. Because my request was a continuation. Because I picked that channel from ShopRite and brought it up to the end of the building. Now, at that time when I was developing, I found it as a cost to continue up to the end of the plot. I first stopped where the building stopped. Then I said, after the building has started operating, I can continue, since it's a very expensive investment. So, and I went, indeed I did that. I got the architect, I got the structural engineer, I got the hydrologist. They were there for almost 5 days when they were pumping water. And they made those reports. And I remember that Mr. Kankwaza asked me to submit those things to fiscal planning first through the registrar. Then when they come to works, because they have to contribute on that approval, they would be of support to me. So that's exactly what I did. I got an assessment, I paid, and I submitted the plans to the registrar. And I followed it up with fiscal planning. They received the plans. I think even yesterday, one of the ladies who was in that committee in fiscal planning was in Forest Mall, and she said she received the plots, but they were not approved.
said she's currently with the
She's now moved to another department.
Physical Planning Authority or something.
Yeah. So I kept on following. I remember, unfortunately, the personal assistant to Mr. Kankwaza is I think she got transferred. She told me she got transferred. I kept on going to that office, and unfortunately, I would go when he has traveled or when he's out in the field. Because he told me not to get even an appointment. This office is yours. Anytime you feel free to come and do it and visit me. But the major frustration was I didn't get approval. I didn't get approval from fiscal planning on that issue for reasons that I never got to know. So sometime back last year, I started getting, again, more complaints. You know, the channel developed potholes, very deep potholes, whereby anything that comes can get stuck into that pothole and then starts to rot, especially animals. And I shared, I tried to show you yesterday about the photos that I took in that channel. The channel, all the people in Nakuru go down, have no toilets. They don't have anybody who picks garbage from their area like these upscale residential areas. So everything is dumped into the channel. I showed you the color of the waters of that channel and the smell which was there. So all the tenants behind the channel started complaining, including those ones on first floor. And the bank, one of the banks like Standard Chartered was even threatening to leave the place. So it was on that background that I went and approached the town clerk. And he told me he was going to come to Forest Mall to see, because I insisted on phone for him to come and see what is on the ground. Fortunately, he came, he looked at the channel, and he shook his head and said this was really not good. But he told me that now I'm going to engage my team to come and look at this channel, and they give a report, and we see how we can help you as fast as possible. That's when he sent a team. There was some representation from the drainage team department, and there was fiscal planning. There was I think those are the two. There was health. Sorry, there was somebody from health. So they came and they looked at the channel, but I didn't get their reports. I think they submitted the reports to the town clerk, and I submitted my letter with the plan that we had earlier on submitted to KCCA for approval. As an attachment. And I got a response allowing me to do that, to sort out that, to fix that channel within 2 months.
You got the permission from?
From the town clerk.
Okay. Okay, Honorable Mariam.
Country. And I have one simple question. Mr. Ishaji, out of the constructions that you've made, have you ever been cleared by a town clerk, a division town clerk, to put up any construction in the city before?
There are minor repairs that I've ever been cleared for that, but not major constructions. Minor ones.
You've ever had minor repairs cleared by the town clerks? The division town clerks? Or this was the first one?
Madam, I went to the town clerk as being someone within that area, within that division. My immediate place where I can report the what?
Yeah, and I agree with you, but my question was simple. Have you ever put up a structure in the Kampala Capital City Authority cleared by a division clerk? Because my assumption that you would be knowing the right procedures to take because you have so many plans approved by KCCA that have never been stopped.
Madam, I have 2 plans paid, and one of these was a hotel. It has never been approved up to today.
And it was constructed?
It was never constructed.
When was that? When did you submit it?
That's like 3-4 years ago.
Where were you intending to construct it?
Huh?
Where did you want to construct it?
I wanted to construct it within there. There is I have land nearby.
Where?
On plot 60, M62's plot 5.
And 4 years. So did they respond in any way to your plan to say change this or?
Yeah, they responded and we changed and we submitted, but we have not gotten back any response.
How much time since you submitted?
It's over 4 years now.
You have those documents?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, thank you very much. You'll give us copies. Clerk, take note of those copies. You pick them.
You know, I liked you so much yesterday when you quoted a law that when you submit your plan for approval and takes 6 months, by law, it is an automatic approval. That's what you quoted yesterday. Why didn't that law apply on the hotel that you asked for 4 years ago?
Maybe Honorable Kayondo, you first ask him whether he remembers that, because it was a different environment. Do you remember saying that, Honorable Mr. Siaji? And I want you to feel free, really. I want to have a very conducive environment. Do you remember saying that to us?
I didn't say 6 months. I think I said 60 days.
60 days.
Something like that.
So
I came to know that was stopped. The law was amended.
The environment was different.
You know, immediately I jumped in his support, because if he was saying like 6 months and he's approved, then automatic approval, I'd jumped for his support. Then it too, Mr. Isiaji, do you think having made that construction for that long without being demolished, do you call yourself lucky, or there is something you did to stop the demolition from going on at the earlier stages?
The issue of demolition have just come up maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. And from that time, we have not moved on to, we have not touched, we were stopped and we have not moved a step on that construction.
But yesterday you were casting concrete. And maybe finally, Chair, Chair.
I need to clarify this, sir. There has never been any construction from the time we were stopped. He can testify to that. Well, when you came to demolish there was not even a single person constructing there.
People were there. You know, there was formwork.
No, there was formwork. That formwork they stopped when the formwork was there like that.
Then finally, Chair.
So we never carried any construction after stopping.
Mr. Isiaji, you have witnessed KCCA demolishing. When you saw KCCA demolishing your structure, reinforced concrete C20 with the big axes, did you call yourself lucky? Because KCCA demolishes buildings with the excavators. Yours was demolished with the big axes, and they were not demolishing pillars, they were demolishing. So did you call yourself lucky, or there's something you did?
No, it is very, very unfortunate, because that's the second time it has happened. The first time is when somebody from head office came and asked us if we had permits for that construction. And I told him we had, then he asked me to come to his office the following day.
Who was that?
That was Engineer Wanyama, Peter Paul. I think he's the one who is in charge of building regulation.
Okay.
So I came
Okay, you came?
So I came by around 9:45. I was in his office, but shortly I got a call from Forest Mall that there was a team who was demolishing that very property. So I requested that I speak to anyone who is heading that team. So they passed the phone to one of the enforcement officers. I talked to him. He said, but the boss is here who has asked us, who has brought us to demolish. So I passed over the phone to Mr. Wanyama, and I spoke to him. I told him that, Mr. Wanyama, now, yesterday we agreed that we are going to meet in your office at 10, and I'm here. You will not even let me know you're busy demolishing the property. That's the time when I rushed to ED's office, because my pressure went up, and I got the ladies there. I told them, they saw how I was breathing.
Is this Madam?
You rushed to ED's office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went there, I tried to call ED, and she told me, she sent me a message saying that she was in a meeting, but she can't talk. So she told me to text. I sent her a text that I have an emergency, something like that. So I went to the ladies, and the ladies made an appointment for me to meet her. Then I came out. Then I went back for the second time because I was very, very impatient. So when I went back for the second time is when those ladies took me to another office. I suspect that maybe that was the office for the PA of the ED. Now, it was now that gentleman who called Mr. Wanyama. And because even after talking to him, he said, okay, if you're in office, let me come and we talk. So when he came, so that gentleman called him, and he told him that, please come, Mr. Ishag is here. I think he has a crucial issue that he wants to discuss, other than you going to demolish. You first come and meet him. So when he came, he told me that, let's go to my boss's office. That's when we went to, I don't know the name of that gentleman, but he's one of the directors, engineering. You know, he's new to me. I've never met him before. So we sat with him, and he advised, he asked me for the drawings. I gave him all that, what I've just said. Then he told me that, but if you had submitted plans here, then you should have first followed those plans. So what we are going to do is that you need to submit your plans and stop any works on site. If we don't approve those plans, then you will have to remove your pillars. So I've now been in a process of putting together all the plans and resubmitting them as built drawings to KCCA for approval. Then yesterday again, I was just coming from home when I met you people, and the KCCA was busy demolishing the same property.
So have they now finished the demolition? Is the demolition done?
I requested you to stop the demolition.
Who did you request?
All of you members of parliament.
So who stopped it?
I don't know, because it is stopped.
So it stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think he has given his side of the story. We shall pick the documents or the
channel.
Regarding to what?
Regarding to the channel, I've never gotten any response from what we submitted up to today.
What is this? Have you ever received such a letter?
Which letter is that?
From, who can help me? Who can help me? Because we need to conclude this matter now. So how did the demolition end, my brother, fiscal planning? Go on the microphone.
We didn't complete the demolitions, but of course, there was a lot going on. There was a moment that even the enforcement officers that were demolishing were being asked to go in. So there was a little bit of confusion, but we shall embark on and complete that assignment. Chair. The equipment that we made, you see, we need specialized equipment, and the machines that the Honorable had spoken about, they're out in the field working, but we are going to re-embark on it, sir.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this letter? It's new to you also.
No, those are the letters I told you that in the beginning when there was a complaint, an outcry on the condition of the channel, I wrote, and that's the permission which allowed me to do what? To fix the channel the way it is right now.
So what are you constructing there, What are you constructing? Oh, the plan that you submitted to KCCA, what did you want to put there?
No, there was, in the first place, one major reason, excuse me, sir.
I'm hearing you.
One major reason why I requested for permission was that that channel was open and there was a lot of smell. Because of that, I requested a continuation from where it stopped up to the end of the plot, and that's it. There was nothing, and even in the town clerk's letter, he did not allow me to put anything on top of that channel.
So what were you putting? Were you putting something, or we did not see well?
Now, we have been exchanging negotiations. I don't know how to call it, either negotiations or we have been...
excuse me. In reference to this letter, this office has no objection to the proposed remodeling subject to the following conditions. They're talking about remodeling. But what exactly...
That's a different letter, sir.
But this is a letter that the chair, the honorable chair, has just shown you.
No, there are two letters. The one for the channel is different from the one for remodeling.
Can you particularly address yourself to this one?
Yes.
That talks of remodeling.
Yes.
But what we saw yesterday.
No, that's not the site where remodeling is going on.
Okay, now, Mr. Siaji.
Yeah.
Where is your engineer, the site engineer?
Since yesterday, I have not been able to get hold of him.
Because, okay, we'll give you time. We want your site engineer here. We want the clerk of works. We want the quantity surveyor. And who else? About 4. We'll write to you officially the people that we need for you to bring us here. Because I don't think you are constructing without those. But we shall officially write to you. But finally, how often was KCCA visiting you to see how the works are progressing?
That was, they used to visit me once in a while, but after the floods, they frequented to be coming.
After the floods, they come again. After the floods, they stopped or they kept, that's when they frequented.
Yeah.
After the floods, they were coming more often.
No, we have only had the floods once.
Yes.
And yesterday, when that issue of the floods came, I was not given an opportunity to explain the cause of the floods. Because...
first explain the other one. How often were the KCCA staff visiting you? On site to see the progress of works? Because in here, they are saying they will be supervising you. So how often were they coming to your site?
I can't count, but at least every week they used to come.
They were coming?
Yeah.
Every week.
Who was coming at KCCA?
Mostly the drainage team.
The drainage team?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said this man, you saw him when he had come to stop
Yeah, when he had come to stop, but his colleague was the one who was one of the, he's an old man. He was the one who came with the drainage team to assess the condition of the what? Of the channel at that time, earlier on. That was way back.
Okay.
Mm.
Mr. Shaggy is saying there are 2 letters. Can he sub?
And all the other documents that he has shared with cases here, you can pick them, one of our staff. Okelo, the engineer Okelo, and I think he will be the final on this.
My drawing or building plans for approval. And now they are quiet. They are for 6 years, maybe even 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 years down the road. You have not responded. You have not given me any feedback. Whether you have objected to approve my drawings because of the condition or maybe certain conditionalities which I have not met. What should I do? I think some clarity should be given in as far as that is concerned. Then to the developer.
Okay. Director of Physical Planning. If I have submitted, what should they expect?
Thank you, Chair. For this particular matter, we received an application for alterations and refurbishment in 2019, and a deferral was given to the developer with a set of comments, which included the drainage and stormwater management, the high voltage buffer, the leeway, a clear entry and exit, to submit a clear survey report, updated, NEMA certificate, and also the fire and emergency control. So we did give a response, and the response was done within a month. If I can just get the clear dates. It was received on January 1st, and he got a response on 21st February by the committee. Usually, the law provides for 30 statutory working days, and currently we have a 2-step approval. So the permission from physical planning is no longer development permission, as has been the case. So physical planning grants planning permission, and then engineering grants the building permission. So that would be another 30 working days. So that comes to 60 working days.
Now, are you aware of any mushrooming buildings in this town, huge ones that are coming up without plan, approved plans, or without going through your processes, and they are being built and they are mega in billions of money? Are you aware of any projects happening in town?
What happens during the committee sittings, the different divisions forward illegal structures which they have observed within the week of the sitting. So usually you would have a schedule of different activities that they will have come across.
So if we gave you time, you would bring us a list of the illegal upcoming structures, especially the big volume structures in terms of money, in terms of sizes. Do you have a list of those?
Chair, that is the mandate of the building inspection team. So those would be building operations. We have building inspectors who are mandated to handle that task.
What is your mandate?
Our mandate is compliance monitoring. We issue planning permission. We look at compatibility of uses, and then road reserve, beautification, land subdivision, land management.
So when I'm building without approvals, how do you come in?
We have a section that provides for halt of illegality within the city, within the Physical Planning Act.
And have you halted some?
Sorry?
Have you halted some?
Yes, we have over time. And it ranges. It can be temporary structures, it can be permanent structures, so it ranges.
So you have a list
It's
of those you have halted. If I ask in the last one, the space of 1 year, you have such a list?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. Engineer Carol, finish then. Honorable Kupan, we close on this matter now.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, you know, in buildings, you can even build in water. That's why we construct bridges, but without a hindering flow. But in the case of Forest Mall, I saw the flow is completely now distorted. So, Chair, I would, and then the design of the channel, because now is now a closed drainage, not open drainage, which now the design parameters are completely different. So I would request now, if they are coming, let them come with a design, and then we see and we conclude on this matter.
Thank you.
Chair.
No, actually, Honorable, we already have as many people have brought in a lot of information, and we shall assess it with KCCA. We will assess and see what has been happening in that area specifically.
Chair Makindye, not Makindye. Kisenyi, is it true that the proprietor took you to court over stopping the work and the demolition, and later on court okayed and the building now is complete and occupied? I want to following what the chairman is raising about the buildings, where you have stopped and what you have done in the last 1 year. We went to that place, we saw it, but we have that information. I just want to confirm from you whether you later on, because of the court case, okayed it for completion. There was also the issue of Lotus Towers. We are yet to get a report from you and National Review Board on what we discussed and find what happened to those cases. Because if it is true that some people go to court, run to court, how ready are you with those challenges? The last one is ED and the Honorable Minister. Just for confirmation about the acting Director of Fiscal Planning. Is it true that her position is a senior fiscal planner? If true, can that position act as a Director of Fiscal Planning?
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, as we dive into it now, we're going to lose the sight of why we are here. I would want us to restrict ourselves to specifically Lugogo, because that we already started on it yesterday. For the rest of the areas, we shall have all the time to examine.
So your government.
And
my last one is Lugogo.
Anyone asking about outside Lugogo? I'm not sorry.
The developer, whether for all the structures he has ever developed, he has ever received an approval from the division. I wanted to know, because he said for minor ones. So we wanted to know from him whether this one was minor. And two, because he said the minor ones, he goes to the division. So we wanted to know from his experience as a developer, where he has been, and according to the letters he received, whether this was a minor program. Two, the developer wrote to Mr. Kankwasa for approval, the same program, the same project, Chair, and he had not received the approval. If he knew the town clerk was sufficient, why did he write to Mr. Kankwasa for approval? Two, he went to see the ED. Three. He went to see the ED, and he didn't see the ED. All the areas, he had not seen the ED. But he went on with his work, meaning the developer knew very well what he was doing. He went on with his work, much as his efforts to see the ED were not yielding.
You'll come in, Mr. Siaji. Just take note.
They were not yielding. He wanted to see the ED was not there. He used the PA, Mr. Wanyama. We will equally wish to know who Mr. Wanyama is.
But you see, his story was incomplete. After they had called Wanyama, after the PA had called Wanyama from site, the story died there. It was never complete. we don't know how it ended, but he's here. He will tell us.
So we wanted to know from the developer, very well knowing the whole process, why he continued with his program, with the town clerk alone, 2 people in this business, in this deal. Lastly, Chair, yesterday we were there with even the Deputy ED. I will equally wish to know. The developer said when he received the communication, he stopped. But for us who went into the other channel, the last channel, the other side, we saw sand. They were building because the Deputy ED, Mr. Luimbazi, you entered the channel with us. You also saw sand, new sand which was down. They were building. They were building. They were building. And for him, in his communication, he said when he received the information, he stopped. I don't know which building was there yesterday that we saw, because we saw with our eyes. So, Chair, that is the line, and you will equally tell us in your response when one of the officers visited and removed the seals and okayed. Which of the areas did you okay? Since the demolition of City Council was to stop you and begin demolition. Lastly, I had forgotten. Chair, the person in charge of enforcement, I think it's enforcement. Yesterday when we asked them.
Who is in charge? Who is in charge of enforcement?
It's the Department of Legal Affairs, and every division has a division law enforcement officer, but he's not here today.
For you, but we were with you.
I was there, sir.
Yes. When we asked whether they wanted to stage a show, because when we arrived, they also arrived, came off the vehicle with many hammers and so on, began work as if we were going to see the whole structure down in the next 30 seconds. After they saw us withdrawing, they stopped. Their film had ended. When we asked them whether they had just staged a show for seconds, they said the tools we have cannot demolish, but we are going back to pick stronger tools. Somebody, I think, of Akabuso said they are going for bulldozers to come and put down the whole thing. Here we are. We wonder whether the bulldozers and they are down on the ground, pulling down or
about the same issue, because more and more are happening and more are about to happen. As we hint today, only that you have reduced the discussion to Rugogo, which is right, because it would need another 1 month for us to finish the discussion of floods and water, not only in Kampala, but everywhere. We know the water catchment areas, we know water buffers have all been encroached. And Rugogo is just a micro percentage of what is about to happen. Last time we were in the same, in a committee of COSASE, talking about how the floods at Rugogo could be caused by the encroachment of more than 35 acres of land, which were both water buffers, water catchment in Bugorobi. That stretch of land, that is a wetland which was encroached and people are building there, could be one of the reasons as to why we have all these waters, and we shall always bring you here to grill you today, tomorrow, and the other day. However, we know that the floods are here and they are here to stay. We have designers, we have the architects, we have good engineers in KCC, we trust you on the cream of the people you have employed. Can we sit down and have better designs to live with the water? I remember the other time we had past plans for Nachivubo Channel, for people to build on top of Nachivubo Channel without hindering the flow of water. Here, if there was a better plan in Rugogo to contain the water, without hindering the flow, or to build and without hindering the flow of the water, we wouldn't be here talking to you, we wouldn't be here greeting you here. And it is about to happen everywhere. So I think we need to benchmark what the people in UK, you have seen the London Bridge, you have seen people building in all those waters, but what structures, what designs do they have?
Okay. Thank you. We are not grading, we are sharing.
Just said. The issue between me and Mr. Kankwasa was for 4 years ago. The issue when I went to visit the ED was about 1 week or something. So those are two different issues.
Was what? Was 1 week?
1 week, about 1 week.
That's when demolition had started.
Yeah.
And what happened when you? What exactly happened when you visited? The demolitions continue or stopped?
The demolitions were stopped because
who stopped them?
It was Wanyama himself who stopped them.
On the instructions of the ED?
The ED, I have not even met her, even if I don't even know her.
So how did Wanyama stop?
Huh?
How did Wanyama stop? Is the one who initiated? Why did he stop?
First of all, he had asked me to come and meet him at 4 o'clock, but at 10 in the morning, only to realize that there was demolition going on.
So your meeting materialized
at 10 o'clock in the morning.
So your meeting. When after your meeting, he stopped the demolition
and asked me to submit the papers. Asked me to submit the papers for approval.
He stopped demolition and asked him to submit papers for approval.
Now, I wanted to say, Mr. Chairman, that what we have done in the channel was a design that was shared between the KCCA team and at initial stage, we used to consult with them a lot. My architect and their team, we used to consult with them a lot. That's the drawing. So, and even the instructions that that were recommended in terms of material is exactly what we have used. They even all those deep beams are 25 millimeters, 12 pieces, and the top is 16 millimeters double cage, and the concrete is class 30. So what I am requesting this house for help or to pardon me is that I am very, very wrong to have put columns. I wanted to put a shade for the children. For the children. Because that was against the town clerk's advice. The town clerk only allowed me to do the channel. And when you look at the channel, the current channel of KCCA, and the channel which I've made, the height of the channel is about less than a meter, but we have built a channel of 2 meters based on their recommendation.
Okay.
And the width of the channel is 6 meters, as opposed to 3 meters.
Okay.
So we have been talking about the open channel. If you came there when it's raining, the volume of the water with that KCCA open channel is too small that the water just, that's why you see the floods. But when you look, I have a video to show you for the rains of yesterday, if you don't mind.
Let him come in, then you can complete.
Yes, so I am kindly requesting this house to help me. I am part of you. In developing this country, I want you to help me. Instead of punishing me, I want you to see how you can guide me. This is home, and all my dreams are to develop here at home. I was given a letter yesterday and given 3 days to demolish. I got a letter yesterday to demolish that property, those columns which are up. And I also want to request that let us first investigate that matter and see if it is.
Procedure, Chair.
Because that thing has that
procedure.
the channel has not affected that structure has not affected the channel at all. The channel stops here. That structure is hanging on top.
Procedure. I want us to conclude this matter.
And if I am to demolish,
Thank you, Chair.
if I am to demolish the structure, let me be given time to do it myself, rather than incurring costs of bringing other people to come and demolish it.
You see, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Your hands are not clean in this specific matter, not be misunderstood. So, okay, we take your pleadings, but in this specific matter, your hands are not clean.
I am accepting. I can even kneel before you people here.
No.
I am not. I didn't do it on bad faith. Chairman, I have put over 2 billion shillings on just fixing that strip of channel, and I did it not on my design, on the designs that were shared with the KCCA. And if any engineer can come and verify what we did,
Okay, Mr. Siaji,
Yes, sir.
Your point is taken. You are raising which procedure
Yes,
issue?
because I see where Mr. Isiaji is taking us is not what he brought us today. Chair, you have invited the witness and the developer. He has given his side.
Yes.
KCCA is also, and I heard you very well saying that you have the committee will have another engagement.
Yes.
After looking at the document, scrutinizing many things. Wouldn't it be procedurally right that the witness leaves? We have received enough. If you want to have more other information and the plea and the requests and so on, that will be for another day. But for today, through your office, I would request that you allow the witness and you address another issue.
Thank you. I agree with you. The Vice has a small issue to come.
Honorable Chair,
No.
before we close, she's preempting my submission.
The town clerk.
We had requested the Honorable Minister to get in touch with the
Where's the town clerk, Honorable Chofa?
So may we please know, Honorable Minister, how far the town clerk has?
Honorable Chair, I've contacted no, Wanyama was a different
No,
thing.
town clerk. We
I've
had requested for town clerk.
Yes.
He's not here, but we had not told them to bring him. We can invite him.
Honorable Chair, I contacted the town clerk. Unfortunately, he's unwell.
But Chair.
Chair.
But Chair.
Chair.
Honorable colleagues.
But Chair.
Honorable colleagues.
But Chair, why are you protecting the minister?
Just this morning,
Chair,
the
why
former
are you-
mayor of Nakawa, our honorable colleague here, just told us that he spoke with him this morning.
Yes.
Honorable colleagues.
Quarreled with him.
The excuse given is a health excuse.
Chair.
And it's a running stomach. For heaven's sake, it can start anytime.
Chair, you're protecting.
So what we are going to do, and maybe you have caused it to him. So what we are going to do, we are going to summon him, and he will come. Let the man treat himself, and we wish him to be well.
I'm so obliged, Honorable Chair.
Chair, all is okay. We have no problem, Chair.
Let's-
But Chair, we wanted the minister to be clear. Chair, I was there physically. Yesterday, we were using the minister's phone. We talked to the town clerk. He said, last time when I came, I was arrested. I'm not coming because they are going to arrest me. We used the minister's phone. Chair, we can go in records.
I was there.
You were there.
Yes.
So we want the minister. You are defending your people.
But also, honorable colleagues,
This morning, the minister
honorable
told us that
colleagues,
he spoke to
you
the
see,
town clerk.
you see why I believe maybe
Truthfully, he's unwell.
why I believe he could be unwell.
Yeah.
That feeling alone can cause a running stomach. So I want really to agree with him and give him time.
But Chair,
And the
will
pressure.
you keep-
Yes.
Chair,
So
you
that
know-
is closed.
Chair, will you keep protecting?
ED.
Yes.
They have not been responded to.
Honorable Chair,
The
like
issue-
you ruled.
The issue of Kisenyi, and the issue of if it is true.
You see why they have not gone into it, honorable colleague. We are going to have, we shall demarcate time about fiscal planning. Because even yesterday the speaker told us they want a report. And this ranges from buildings to many other things. So that's why I want us to restrict ourselves to Lugogo, because we need to dispose of what we started yesterday. For the other issues, we shall handle. And we shall invite them again here. Because there are many issues, from staffing to many other things, and the number of buildings that have been built and completed without plans. So allow me close this chapter here and request the police to take that gentleman of fiscal planning for further questioning. He will help us with more information, and to request Mr. Isiaji to leave, and we shall write to you the people we want you to come with, the site engineer and the rest, and we shall do formal invitations as to when we can come and conclude this matter again. Thank you very much on that specific matter. I will now request my deputy to start on this issue of roads. I have...
Chair, before you close. Chair, I don't want to disagree with your ruling, but I just want to seek clarification, because amongst the documents we requested for are supposed to come from the physical planning. And now if Moses is going with the police, I don't know how we shall be able to get the documents that we've requested from him. Just a statement, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, my name is Trina Charles. I'm a Detective Assistant Superintendent of Police, and I'm the head of CID Parliament. I'm raising to make a request to you, Honorable Chair, that pursuant to your instruction yesterday, investigations were commenced, and since then, the place which you visited has been declared a scene of crime. And procedurally, we have written to the experts to have that scene properly examined, processed by engineers, and a report shall be given to us for your consideration and also for probable prosecution. So that effect, I want to request that probably between now and tomorrow, the scene not be interfered with until the experts do their part. I beg to submit.
You need how many days to do that?
Honorable Chair, I need 3 days.
3?
Yesterday, 3 working days.
Counting from when? Counting from...
Honorable Chair, I request for 3 working days.
From yesterday or today?
No, from tomorrow, Friday. Because I've submitted the letter to the experts for consideration of...
What are you going to examine there specifically?
Honorable Chair, if we are talking about... Thank you, Honorable, for...
Okay, thank you, honorable colleagues. That we shall sort in-house.
Yes.
We need to understand more.
Honorable Chair.
But now, Lugogo for now is closed. We are switching to a new topic of roads, and they will submit, and the Honorable Tony will take us through this session for now.
Honorable Chair, as you close, I also wish to submit and request in this event that now the other scene has been declared, the site has been declared a scene of crime. Can I humbly request through you, sir, you also permit my staff so that tomorrow, when the town clerk who started this is well, they appear both, and I think it would be better to give at that time a statement. Just your humble request. You permit Moses, my staff, for today not to be escorted with by Atwine, so that they appear tomorrow, because me, I'm seeing the gist is the other side. It is okay, tomorrow you can come and make a statement. I'm begging as a
No, it's not a police office. I want to supplement the minister. No. Morris, it's me on the microphone. We requested for quite a number of documents, and that's where most of our interests are. Now, if he goes to police for the whole of today, so I agree with the minister. He goes and prepares the documentation. He appears with the clerk together so that we get to the genesis of the matter. I beg to submit on
Chair, I don't agree.
Honorable colleagues, this is a matter closed for today. The rest we shall add on tomorrow. And all the subsisting and existing instructions stand.
Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair,
Chair.
for giving me the opportunity to get started with another.
We should welcome you back because it was in this financial year, the first of its kind. From that tour, you accorded to us yesterday, and I'm also looking forward to working with you in the future. It was quite an wake-up call for all of us. And indeed, we can't take it for granted, but it was really a support which was long overdue, awaited. Honorable Chair, with regards to your request, and I wish to inform you that before me, we submitted the response as requested and as you guided, and indeed looking at areas which you pointed out, and in the due course, I believe we should try to address what really was needed, but of course we are open to your advice and guidance as we go by. So at this juncture, allow me, because you know we are dealing with roads, this is a bit more technical than my side of the talking. I will request my technical team, which is headed by the engineer, the deputy executive director, and then the director engineering, so both of them are engineers, and also to register. I have used my powers to permit one of my technical team to go because there is an ongoing meeting engagement with maternal health, and that's totally needed for the city to address that section also. And it is a meeting of the funders where I need the executive director to go and attend because it started a bit earlier. But I was like, it's okay now, you can go. And I meet with these more technical teams. And eventually, at an opportune time, if need be, I will call back for some responses. So allow me to stop here, and I ask my Deputy Executive Director, Engineer Williams, to now technically take us through according to what you requested as the committee, and of course we shall thereafter welcome comments, views, observations, and recommendations. I think so. So you must take over.
The five issues that remain outstanding, you've communicated very well. The first thing you requested us to resubmit the unit cost breakdown because the last time we had two templates which were not talking to each other. This time we submitted one template that shows the actual breakdown according to the elements you requested us to break down the unit cost by. That is in Annex 1. And if you look at the final two columns, you're able to see what the unit cost per kilometer for each section, either including general items or without general items.
Which page?
So, Annex 1 is the final template that we...
Members would love to know that.
Well, as KCCA, we are very strict on getting proper approvals for all buildings in the city. We know, we are aware there are some people who do illegal things, but that is not our position as KCCA. We are going to demolish buildings which were built illegally in places, in waterways. Specifically, there is a directive by the President about those who built in wetlands. We are going to implement it as an authority. So all our town clerks are informed, they are alerted. We are now in the process of collecting data, and this particular issue where the building is over a waterway in Lugogo, it's going to be demolished. There is no alternative to it. It has to be demolished so that we make waterways. That's what is causing all the floods in the city. Fenga KCCA eky'abantu okuzimba mu bifo ebikyamu tetukkiriziganya nekyo n'akamu. Omuntu yazimba ku mwala ate nga tafunye lukusa tugenda kubimenya. Ate bwe kiba nti yazimba mu lutobazi twafunye ekiragiro gavumenti yakiyisizza nti ebifo ebyo byonna tulina okujjamu ebizimbe ebyazimbibwamu. Ba town clerks bonna baffe bonna mu divisions 5 Nakawa, Makindye, Kawempe, Central Division, Rubaga, twabakwasiza dda obuyinza okukolektinga data eyo yenna tulabe nti ebifo byaffe ebiyitamu amazzi birongoosebwe tuleme kufuna floods mu kibuga. Ekyo ekizimbe ekiri e Lugogo ekyazimbibwa mu bukyamu tekifunye lukusa ate kiziyiza amazzi okutambula obulungi tugenda kukimenya. Bwe kiba nti kiri ku plan tetujja kimenya. Bwe kiba nti kiri ku plan tugenda kukimenya. Ge mateeka tulina okukikola.